welcome once again, Basement Quest fans. We are back in Brian's house, and we are doing 1,000 points, a
shifting front incursion.
Shifting front with our Necron buddies. And then I have my Space Wolves today. So I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of what we got. Hopefully I can flip this real quick. Okay, so we have rolled off. We have determined turns. The Necrons decided to actually hold off, and they're going to let the Space Wolves go. He beat us on that. We beat him on the actual deployment, so we chose this side. We also chose to let him throw down first. He has 2 units in reserve at this point. As I spoke before on the show, these cards are fantastic to use. You'll also see Jakers over here has his Necron cards. They're easy. You could set them up just like on the edge of the table, just like you guys see here. I mean, they're fantastic. You'll find yourself sometimes when you're playing, you're like, oh man, I should have used that stratagem, and you completely forget what you're doing. But like I said, you can literally set it up right on the edge of the table. And this is a 44 by 30 inch. This is a custom table that we've had forever. I'm sure you guys, you've watched these videos, you've seen them a million times before. And of course, our custom made objective markers, which you can still ask about and get from our store. I am going to be doing the following 3 side objectives. Now, normally we don't let the other person know what our objectives are, but we're still like, you know, we're in the process of learning each other's army, so that when we go to the places, we have the army, the rules pretty much down to a science. So I'm going to go with Warrior Pride, which is a Space Wolf pretty much exclusive. Heroic Challenge, same thing, and then Attrition. Funny thing is we're both going for Attrition. Attrition really breaks down to you need to kill more units than your opponent does that turn. It's a good way to make sure you get points. You can see right here, Warrior's Pride, I score 3 victory points at the end of each one of my turns, as long as I have 2 or more units within engagement range. Engagement range obviously means I can charge them. And then last but not least is the big Heroic Challenge. This is end of game objective. Now what it has to do is my character has to issue challenges, and based on what happens on those challenges, I can get 5 points per each item on which he challenge does. I have 2 characters out here, one of which is my Warlord. That's Homeboy right here. And I also opted to put a Chaplain out there today. So, Space Wolves rocking. I will be rocking an Outrider squad. I will also be running my new Chaplain on a bike, which I have hooked up nicely to put some Space Wolf stuff on there. I do apologize. I will be painting these guys. You'll be seeing Jake's army is very nicely detailed and painted. Anyway, I'll tell you, I hate having that. As you can see, my tower is getting very nicely done. I moved on from Blood Angels and came to Space Wolves, and of course this issue, they really kind of hurt us a little bit, so it is what it is. I did manage to keep all of my Primaris, so they will be making the turn over to Space Wolves. The cool thing about my setup is I will not, and this is just personally, I will not be running any Gray Knight or any Gray Hunters at all. You're either going to see Blood Claws, or you're going to see the big guys, which are the the Gray Hunters, and then the Blood Claws, and the other ones. Whatever. I won't be running those guys because essentially all my Gray Hunters story-wise took under the Primaris Ascension. So all my Primaris are essentially my Gray Hunters. Even though they're not technically Gray Hunters, they're just Primaris. So I'm running 1 Primaris Intercessor squad, 2 Primaris Intercessor squads. There is little hookups that I made, obviously, to make them look more Space Wolfy. I do have a Blade Guard right here, and my champion dude right there is also running the Relic Shield, as well as a Master Crafted Sword. I have a unit of Blood Claws, along with a Plasma Gun. And then I opted to have the leader, the pack leader, go in with Terminator armor, and he has a Thunder Hammer and Storm Shield. And excuse me, last but not least, I am running with some Intercessor Assault Squad here. Now these guys are nice because they're 95 points. They pretty much, that bolt pistol is surprisingly nice. It's not obviously your bigger intercessor weapon that you like to normally run with, but it is. It does what it needs to do, and you can have the ability of having those guys run, which is nice. I opted originally to actually put them over here with my my priest, just because I wanted them to take advantage of the assault. But when I saw what we were dealing with over here, I opted last minute to toss them over there. Two. All right, we're gonna go on the Necrons here. Jake has 2 of the flayed ones. As you guys can see, these are the old school metal models. Really nice, nice ones. The new ones, I'm not a big fan of the Forge World ones. And actually, the new ones, I guess they're coming out with kind of do a mixture of both. So it's gonna be exciting to see what they do with those guys. You have 2 separate units of 3 bikers. First time Jakers is using bikes over here. You have Homeboy. What is this guy right here?
That is a Technomancer.
So we have a Technomancer, which I believe is a healer, right?
He is partly a healer. He has a relic weapon, and he also has a specialty item that only Technomancers can get. It's like their new gear called the Hyper Material Ablator, which allows them to turn a core unit to have
oh, that's right,
light cover if they're being shot at from more than 12 inches away.
Nice. So it's almost like a shield. It's kind of like what the Dark Angels incorporate. And then you got...
That's a Catacomb Command Barge. I didn't want to pull out the actual model, so yes, I realize that looks like an Annihilation Barge.
Yeah, which is why he flipped it. We do stuff like that. We have a group of warriors.
Yep.
Which will be defending, obviously, there. Now, each one of these objective markers are actually in our territory. It actually comes over about an inch further. Oops, sorry, a little bit. It comes up 2 inches forward, so we'll be here. You have another unit of warriors
and a Ghost Arc Transport.
And a Ghost Arc Transport, which, if anybody else knows, can be very deadly and very devastating.
And for all players out there, I start at 5 command points because when you're in reserves, depending on the power level, you have to spend command points to do that.
Right, and we are doing the shifting front. So we have 4 objective plus our 3 secondary objectives. I have turn 1. I will be back at the end of everything to explain it before we go into turn 2. All right. Round 2. Here we are. We're up to round 2. Actually, is it unit or more? I thought it was more models.
Unit.
It's units. Okay.
So no attrition for
anybody. No attrition for anybody this round, but I did get my Warrior Pride this turn, so that's 3 points, which we like. That's why we usually roll with that shit. Okay, so the shooting was pretty abysmal for the Space Marines. Of course, all I really had was a couple shots going into these guys over here from over here. And I had my bikes firing at this bike unit. I did a lot of moving forward, so these guys didn't get to fire. This unit, unfortunately, was the one that took the most. They got some heavy firing back, so I'm down to 2 guys over there. My Assault Intercessor guys right here, they are pretty much down 1 guy. I moved these guys up, and he has now taken over this position, and essentially with that, this position. And if things go into the second round, he'll be holding on to the more points. Each one of us with this, we have to make sure that we keep a unit back here to hold on to our home ones, because if we don't get command points, which obviously comes into a huge point. So that was the end of turn 1, going on to turn 2. This is what we're looking at, and we'll give you the next update. All right, heading on to turn 3. This is the end of turn 2. Big push. Jake finally revealed his guys coming out here, which helped him with secondary objective points, giving him 4 points right there. That was a big push. Obviously over here, he made a huge push, taking all 3 objectives right there, pretty much wiping out 2. There's still 1 guy, which I have to make a save on. Well, no, because I only lost 2 this round, so he'll probably be chilling there. But pretty much down to 1 unit full of my Primaris Intercessors. Made a push over here, so obviously we're going to try to get this. The Heroic Challenge has been accepted by the Warlord, so I technically have made the challenge with him. So if I want the full 15 points that I'm trying to go for, he's got to get into hand-to-hand with him, destroy him in hand-to-hand, and it's got to be him that does it to get that full effect and that full bounty. I spent some big-time command points. I went for Go for the Throat and Keen Senses, which helped me because he was obviously taking away my negatives, taking my negative to shoot, so it was 4 to hit with those guys. So it helped me square up this unit right there. I was really hoping for an attrition, but no, he took out a unit too and tied the attrition. So there was no attrition in secondary. Over here for command points, he took Disintegration, Capacitors, Relentless, Onslaught. The Capacitors helped him a little bit more than the Onslaught.
It
was
did
nothing.
No,
it was vice versa. That's right.
I did no 6s.
Right. Continue to stay back here. Made a pull back with the Warlord and is pretty much going to be holding on to that objective side over there as we head into turn 3. We're going to see what happens heading into that. Then other than that, we will point count right now. I'm sitting at 3 and 3 for 2 sets of my Warrior Pride and 5 points for primary. Don't forget, the first turn you can't score primary objectives. It doesn't count. Maybe there's some, IG specialty thing out there that does it, but no, none of our army does. So yeah, I know, right? He chuckled because he knows it might be coming. And then round 2, obviously, like I said, 15 points over there. 4 points for the line breaker, which he had for the secondary objective. So that puts him at 19 and me at 11. So sitting in at turn 2, going into turn 3, Necrons have a little gain on the Space Wolves. We'll be back at the end of turn 3. All right, end of round 3, heading into 4. We are set. I'm at the beginning. I'll be flipping this back over. I'll have 5 command points for this. I used a command reroll, Savage Strike, and Keen Strikes for my command points. Same thing. Was really hoping to take these guys out over here, but these guys are just not doing it hand to hand as much as I'd hoped. They're holding off, but they're not killing as well as I thought. So I'm gonna have to have my Blood Claws probably come over to hold that position and then move these guys back over. The challenge is still being run. I'm trying to catch him. I did no wounds. I don't know. I think I did one, but he's going to get it back because of the metal or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, he's already getting it back. He's got 4 for the line breaker back here, and then he's dealing the teleport repair thing that is a exclusive.
No, it's not exclusive. Anybody can take it.
Oh, okay.
So.
I thought it was Necron exclusive, but anybody can do it as long as you're sitting over in a
progressive objective. You got to be in your opponent's deployment zone specifically, right. And it can only be an infantry unit. They are infantry.
Right, both of these guys, exactly. So, good way to get those points on the board if you guys didn't know. Sitting there, still got my 3 there. That was essentially it. Oh, we got my other 5 for the primary. I forgot about that one too. And then that's where we are sitting right now. 10, so 19. You got 30. 43. That is where we're sitting at this, and we'll bring in the end of turn 4. Need some Space Wolf Rush Loving is what I need this round. All right, end of 4, heading into 5. Big turn. Wolves rolled really good for me. We took that position over there. Blood Claws aren't going to really do much to move and maneuver, even if I try to charge. This is last round, so I don't foresee them really going that way. My Outriders, I am going to try to get them over there. He did a really smart move, and he took his HQ. Even though he accepted it, this is the thing. Even though he accepted the challenge, he doesn't have to make sure that I can get the charge. And that's the big thing he's doing right now, is keeping me from getting 15 points right now. Whereas over there, it was almost guaranteed, but he kept pulling it over, and now he blocked it in. So the end of turn 5, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to grant that second objective. Very smart move.
This was a fly unit, that's why I could get there,
Right.
and I used a command point to have it count as if it had maximum wounds for movement and shooting results.
Because
otherwise I'd never be able to move that
right,
far.
it wasn't able to move because it is down to 3 wounds. He has done some damage. I did healing bombs. I did go for the throat again. I also spent 1 command point to keep me into the assault doctrine. I'm going into the Devastator Doctrine. I can't help that right now. Coming into this last turn, I still have my thing, so I will have 1 point. So I can turn 1 unit into an Assault Doctrine, which I'll probably try to do my bikes and try to do something. Maybe I can finagle, but the way he has it angled right now, I think I'll be done with that aspect. I really can't leave anything else on the board. I have to kind of keep things locked down to get that final 15 points to almost guarantee it. Sitting right now at the end, I have 25, 3, 4, 5 is 15, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm terrible at math. Was it 20? Somebody help me out, man. I'm dying here.
Let's see, 25, you got 37, 41.
41, okay. And that was, and you're still sitting
I'm at 57.
Sitting strong, 57, 41, heading into turn 5. It's a nail biter, folks. It's a nail biter. This was a very smart move on his part, as well as taking that opportunity of getting 15 points away from me. I will get 3 more points as far as my Warrior Pride. That is a very smart, safe move if you're a Space Wolf player to really go for that Warrior Pride. You're pretty much going to have 1 or 2 units always within charging range. As you can see, that's going to be the final 3 points. You can only get 15 for each secondary objective. Always remember that. I finally got attrition last round. It's probably not going to happen again this round. But like I said, some very slick moves from the Necrons. We'll give you the next update. Oh, what did you do for your command points again?
Command points, I did the 1 command... Oh, sorry, I would actually...
that's right. Command point to make sure you can move. That was...
Yep.
That was huge.
And I also... Yeah, so it was a command point to make sure I could move and obviously shooting back.
And then... that's right. When you're shooting back when you charge. And that'll be it. And heading into 5, it's going to be really quick. So we'll be right back. That was my phone. There we go. All right, so we are finally done. Turn 5, like we said, short and sweet. Right back. I tried. Obviously, Outriders didn't have nothing. These guys didn't have nothing. I had to keep the points to keep the 15 points to keep it honest. These guys completely missed. Did nothing else over there. These guys held strong. I did try to move my priest into hand-to-hand. I needed a 10. I ended up getting a 9 with a reroll. My first roll was Snake Eyes. So no command points on my side. I spent every ounce of Space Wolf energy that I had. I managed to muster up a solid 49 points. But the Necrons, with a very strong 70, very smart move with their back move and denying me that assault over there. Even if I would have gotten the 15 points out of it to make it an even closer game, it was still the big move over here is making sure that he kept these extra points coming in. Very, very smart move there. So once again, as we always do, a big handshake on camera and fantastic job. Necrons take a huge win from the Space Wolves on this.
First time I beat the Space Wolves.
Yes, baby.
Hopefully not the last.
Yes, baby. And that was a very good game. We hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you aren't subscribed member, why not? This is quality gaming right here. And I apologize for the gray guys. We will be working with these. Have a good one, y'all. See you on Basement Club.